Sixth, never feel obligated to share your private grief in its rawest form. Loss takes many shapes: the passing of a loved one, the end of a friendship, the gentle fading of a dream you once held dear. With age, you recognize that while talking can heal, not every grief needs to be spoken out loud to be honored. There will be well-meaning listeners, some who honestly care, and some who simply crave drama or details to spread. Your wounds do not require an audience or applause. Mourn, remember, and process on your terms, and share only what sits easily on your heart. Some memories and heartbreaks belong to you alone. Guarding them softly honors the love and meaning behind them. Seventh, resist discussing in detail the conflicts and tensions within your marriage or long-term partnership. Even after decades together, disagreements are inevitable. Two people living side by side will not always see eye to eye, but publicizing your quarrels, annoyances, or the private struggles you've weathered can invite unhelpful opinions and shift how people perceive your relationship. When you air private disagreements, it's easy for outsiders to judge without context, to take sides, or even to sow division without intending harm. Remember, the outside world sees only fragments. By keeping certain marital ups and downs private, you protect more than just your spouse's dignity. You safeguard the mutual trust, history, and respect you've built over a lifetime. Eighth, keep your most cherished hopes and dreams protected, at least until they've found safe soil to grow. It's never too late to hope, to dream a new dream, learn something new, or set your eyes on goals that light you from within. But dreams are fragile in their infancy. Sharing them too soon can sometimes invite doubt, discouragement, or even envy. Well-intended people might tell you it's too late or wonder why you bother, not understanding that hope keeps us alive at any age. Cherish your aspirations quietly, nurture them in private, and let the world see them once you're ready to show the results. Often, our deepest purpose is something we must protect from criticism until it's strong enough to withstand it. Ninth, never share someone else's secrets, no matter how harmless it may seem or how casually it comes up. By this stage of life, you know well that trust is a rare and beautiful currency. If someone confided in you, they did so with the hope and belief that their vulnerability was safe. Don't let momentary conversation or curiosity tempt you to betray their confidence. What you do with others' private words reveals as much about your character as any action could. Stay the trusted confidant, the friend who holds confidences tight. Even if the secret seems trivial, you honor not only the relationship, but also your own principle and the legacy you wish to leave behind. Across the golden years, silence becomes a profound tool, not just to shield yourself, but to cultivate peace in your surroundings. With all that you have witnessed, with all the lessons life has pressed into your palms, you know there are truths best kept unspoken. You have earned the right to choose your audience, to guard the treasures of your life story, and to let experience guide your words. Remember this too: being discreet does not make you closed off or cold-hearted. Quite the opposite. It means you respect the complexity of human relationships, the shifting tides of trust, understanding, and acceptance. It means you have learned that not all listeners are healers, and not every audience deserves the full performance. Sometimes, the wisest people are the quietest in the room, observing and offering only what is necessary. This approach is not about hiding who you are. You have already proved your strength, your character, your resilience. It's about knowing which gems to place on display and which to keep in your pocket, turning them over gently in your hand when you are alone. Dignity is the art of selective sharing. Legacy is built on the wisdom of what you pass on and the grace of what you hold private. As you navigate these years, do not let anyone convince you that you owe the world every detail, every emotion, and every page of your story. You have already given plenty. The people who truly deserve your vulnerability are the ones who have shown themselves time and again to be trustworthy, understanding, and kind. Even then, allow your instinct to be the gatekeeper. If speaking brings light, share it. If silence brings peace, hold it close. You have gathered decades of life, love, hardship, and joy. You have learned the subtle art of reading intention behind a smile and hearing motive behind a simple question. If you ever feel hesitant to share, let that hesitation protect you. If your heart wants to keep something sacred, know that sacredness is strength, not solitude. In this chapter, value your privacy as you would a cherished possession, for within it lies your hard-won wisdom. The silence you keep isn't empty. It's full of memories, lessons, and the quiet force that shapes not just your present, but also the legacy you'll leave behind. Choose your confidences with care and walk this path with dignity, for you have earned every right to do so. In life, there comes a moment when the wisdom accumulated over decades gently nudges us toward a quieter kind of strength, the power of discernment. With each year, we gather not only stories, but also scars and depth, and the understanding that not every truth is meant for every ear. The years between 55 and 75, often called the wisdom years, are painted with a kind of clarity that compels us to protect certain corners of our hearts, to become guardians of what truly matters, and to choose carefully what we offer to the world. Consider your spiritual journey. Every doubt wrestled with in the small hours, every quiet prayer or sigh of uncertainty forms a sacred thread running through your life. This inner world is a tender, flickering light. Sharing your deepest spiritual questions with someone who hasn't earned a place alongside you on that path is like placing delicate glass in careless hands. Faith, and the questioning of it, is deeply personal. Some may respond with judgment rather than empathy, misunderstanding vulnerability as frailty. Preserve the sanctity of your spiritual journey. Talk to those who truly honor it, who've traveled the same rough terrain and appreciate the gravity of your search. In this way, you protect not just your story, but the gentle fragility of your hope. Similarly, there's an old wisdom in the art of giving, one that says the truest generosity is silent. In your lifetime, you've likely poured yourself out for others, helping a neighbor in need, sacrificing for your children, offering support when a friend's world was falling apart. It's natural to want acknowledgement, but when kindness is spoken of often, it loses its essence. It becomes transaction rather than gift. Remember, the power of generosity is amplified by discretion. Let your quiet deeds speak volumes through the gratitude in someone's eyes, or better yet, let them rest peacefully, known only to you and to the heavens. In the end, the goodness you sow returns in ways the world may never see, but your own spirit will always know. And then, there are the secrets you carry. In the mosaic of family and friendship, you have probably been entrusted with more personal stories than you ever imagined. These confidences, whether whispered in crisis or passed on in moments of trust, are not meant for careless distribution. Each time you guard someone's truth, you demonstrate a rare and priceless virtue, trustworthiness. Resist the temptation to spill small pieces of another's story. The greatest respect you can give someone, living or gone, is to let their truths end with you. Fear, too, is a sacred shadow that deserves careful guardianship. Age brings new kinds of vulnerability. The fear of being forgotten, of illness, of irrelevance. These are universal thoughts, but they are also intimate and best shared only with those rare souls who hold your heart with gentleness. Expose these fears carelessly, and you may find them used against you or misused in ways that deepen isolation. Instead, turn to your most trusted companions, to a higher power, or to the safety of your own journal, those sanctuaries where fear can be voiced and perhaps softened. Why does it matter so much to protect these inner places? Because your peace is your true treasure now. It is what living well is all about. Not applause, not endless explanation, but a gentleness of spirit that comes from cultivating strong boundaries and deep self-respect. The world will demand to know you, to press into your story, but you reserve the right to hold back, to say less, to listen more. With each act of self-protection, you reclaim your sanctuary of peace. There is freedom in needing fewer witnesses to your life. You don't require everyone's understanding. You only need your own steady clarity and self-honoring presence. As you move forward, ask yourself, what would your days look like if you began to guard your peace with the reverence it deserves? Perhaps the most beautiful years still lie ahead, defined not by what you share, but by the serenity of what you choose to keep sacred. What would your life look like if you began guarding your peace like the treasure it truly is, starting today?